January 17th, 1893, Honolulu, Hawaii. Queen Liliuokalani stood inside Iolani Palace, surrounded by her royal guard of nearly 500 soldiers. Outside, 162 United States Marines and sailors from the USS Boston were deployed across the city. They had not been ordered there by Congress. They had not been ordered there by the President. They had been ordered there by the United States Minister to Hawaii, at the request of 13 American businessmen who had decided the Queen was bad for their sugar business. At dusk, Liliuokalani yielded her throne under protest. She did not abdicate. She surrendered to the superior force of the United States of America, temporarily, pending an investigation by the American government. The investigation confirmed the coup was illegal. The American government did nothing. Hawaii was annexed 5 years later. The Hawaiian Kingdom was a recognized sovereign nation. It had diplomatic relations with the United States, Britain, France, Germany, and Japan. It had its own constitution, its own legislature, its own flag, and its own monarch. It also had sugar. American missionaries had arrived in Hawaii in the 1820s. Their descendants, who came to be known as the Mission Boys, had by the 1870s accumulated vast sugar plantations across the islands. In 1875, the United States established an important economic tie with Hawaii in allowing its sugar to be sold within the states duty-free. Hawaiian sugar became extraordinarily profitable. American planters, who owned 2/3 of the land of the Hawaiian Islands, were making fortunes. Then in 1890, the McKinley Tariff removed the duty-free advantage by subsidizing American domestic sugar producers. Hawaiian sugar planters lost their unique trade position overnight. Their solution: make Hawaii American. If Hawaii was annexed by the United States, the tariff problem disappeared entirely. If this story is hitting the way we think it is, hit the like button. It helps more people find Vault and Ruin. And this is exactly the kind of story more people need to hear. 6 years before the Marines came ashore, the sugar planters had already made their first move. In 1887, the Hawaiian League, a secret group of white businessmen, landowners, and descendants of American missionaries, forced King Kalakaua to sign a new constitution at gunpoint. Backed by a private militia called the Honolulu Rifles, they presented the king with a document that stripped him of most executive power and handed control to a cabinet dominated by the League's members. The Constitution became known as the Bayonet Constitution. It transfers much of the king's power to the new cabinet controlled by the Hawaiian League, facilitates the domination of the legislature by wealthy anti-monarchy elites, disenfranchises many native Hawaiians through income and literacy requirements, and bars Asians from voting entirely while granting suffrage to white non-citizens who meet income and land ownership requirements. A sovereign king forced at gunpoint to sign away the political power of his own people, so that American sugar planters could control the legislature of a country that was not theirs. King Kalakaua died in 1891. His sister, Liliuokalani, ascended the throne. She was the first woman to rule Hawaii as queen regnant. A gifted musician, she composed Aloha Oe, and a deeply principled leader who understood exactly what the Bayonet Constitution had done to her people. She proposed a new constitution, one that would restore the voting rights of native Hawaiians, one that would reduce the political power of the foreign planter class. The sugar planters saw it immediately for what it was: a direct threat to everything the Bayonet Constitution had given them. This alarmed the same business interests that had engineered the 1887 power grab. In January 1893, Lawrence Thurston, a lawyer and grandson of American missionaries, organized a group called the Committee of Safety. 13 men, American and European businessmen and lawyers. They did not represent the Hawaiian people. They did not hold elected office. They had no legal authority of any kind. They simply decided the Queen had to go. The Committee of Safety needed one thing the Queen had, and they did not: military force. Early in the evening of January 16, 1893, Navy Lieutenant Lucian Young led a force of 162 American Marines and sailors from the USS Boston as they disembarked the ship anchored in Honolulu Bay and marched up the city's cobblestone streets roughly half a mile to Iolani Hawaii, then the seat of government for the Kingdom of Hawaii, to carry out a bloodless coup in the name of the U.S. government. The American force occupied Iolani Hawaii and its adjacent buildings, which stood directly across the street from Iolani Palace, where Liliuokalani lived. Although the American force had Gatling guns and light artillery, the Queen had a palace guard force of almost 600 soldiers, artillery of her own, and a defensible position. The Marines had been ordered ashore by U.S. Minister John Stevens, at the request of the Committee of Safety, on the pretext of protecting American lives and property. No American lives were threatened. No American property was at risk. The Queen had a stronger military position, but she would not fire on American Marines. She would not start a war she could not win. She surrendered, under protest, to the superior force of the United States of America. President Grover Cleveland was not fooled. He withdrew the annexation treaty from the Senate immediately and ordered a full investigation. He sent James Blount to Hawaii as special investigator. Blount's report was damning. President Cleveland acknowledged that the Hawaiian Kingdom was unlawfully invaded by United States Marines on January 16, 1893, which led to an illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian government the following day. He ordered the American flag to be lowered from Hawaiian government buildings and Queen Liliuokalani to be restored to power. Sanford Dole, who had declared himself president of the provisional government, refused. He argued the United States had no right to interfere in the internal affairs of Hawaii. The same Sanford Dole whose coup the United States Marines had just enabled. Cleveland was unwilling to use military force to restore the Queen. He delivered an eloquent speech to Congress condemning the overthrow. Congress did not act. The flag stayed up. The Hawaiian people did not accept what had been done to them quietly. The Hawaiian Patriotic League, composed of native Hawaiians, organized one of the most extraordinary acts of democratic protest in American history, a petition against annexation. Signed by 38,000 native Hawaiians, representing more than half the entire native Hawaiian population. The petition was delivered to the United States Congress in 1897. The newly formed Hawaiian Patriotic League, composed of native Hawaiians, successfully petitioned the U.S. Congress to oppose the annexation treaty, blocking it temporarily. Then President McKinley found a way around the petition and the two-thirds Senate majority required for a treaty. He passed annexation through a joint resolution of Congress, which required only a simple majority. The same maneuver used to annex Texas in 1845. On July 7, 1898, Hawaii was annexed by the United States. 38,000 signatures, ignored. Liliuokalani formally protested the annexation to the United States government. During this time, Queen Liliuokalani was arrested and imprisoned at her home, Iolani Palace. She spent 8 months under house arrest in the palace that had been her home, charged with misprision of treason for her alleged involvement in a counter-revolution she had nothing to do with. She was tried by a military tribunal, convicted, fined $5,000 and sentenced to 5 years hard labor, commuted to house arrest. She spent the rest of her life writing letters appealing for the restoration of Hawaiian sovereignty. She died in 1917. She never saw it. 100 years after the overthrow, in 1993, President Bill Clinton signed Public Law 103-150, the Apology Resolution. The United States formally apologized to Native Hawaiians for the illegal overthrow of their government. The apology acknowledged that the United States Marines had participated in the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. Hawaii has been the 50th state since 1959. The land has never been returned. Sanford Dole's cousin was James Dole. James Dole founded the Hawaiian Pineapple Company in 1901, 3 years after annexation. Today, it is known as the Dole Food Company. The sugar planters who overthrew the Hawaiian monarchy did not just want to sell sugar duty-free. They wanted the land. They got it. The template they used: a secret committee of businessmen, a compliant American minister, a warship in the harbor, military force deployed on a false pretext, was the same template used in Honduras in 1910, in Guatemala in 1954, in Iran in 1953. The Bayonet Constitution was signed in 1887. The Banana Republic was born in 1910. The same men, the same playbook, different islands. The vault gets richer. And somewhere, always somewhere, something else is burning. Subscribe to Vault and Ruin. We go where the money went.